How you guys doing today? This is a little different way to start out a video for this weekend. It's actually after the fact now. I just got back to my house. I'm literally back home in my backyard of my house, and when I started going through all the footage I've filmed this weekend, I realized that I literally lost the first file. Don't know how. Maybe I didn't even have the record button pushed, but I'm going to explain to you guys in a nutshell what actually went on before I continue with the rest of the video. The blue jays have been cleaning my bird feeders out over there in a couple hours flat. Lately, when get there and I film my feeders on the weekend, one will show up and within 10 minutes there's 20 of them there, and they literally have been cleaning my feeders. So I had some extra wire caging, 2" by 4" cage wire. Decided what I'm going to do is put a wire cage around each bird feeder, just so the little birds, the chickadees and finches and all that, can still get in, but the blue jays can't. Well, again, I had them all made and I actually filmed right from the start showing it, but you know, bear with me here guys. I'm going to go into the video now and show you, and just enjoy the rest of the video if you would. And it's going to start in progress where I'm actually filling up the bird feeder and hanging it on the feeder back at the camp. So, alrighty everybody, let's do this other one. Well, this guy, he's going to help me. They're so tame, it's ridiculous, those squirrels around here. Let's get the other feeder. And I'm hoping that by doing this, I might be able to keep feeding these for longer than a couple hours. They might actually last all weekend. That'd be a bonus, because again, this stuff's getting hard to get sometimes too. And like everything else, going up in price. It's not cheap to buy anymore. And again, it's hard to get a lot of places. Like Walmart, they're sold right out of it. You can't buy it there anymore. I buy the big 20 kg bags. Even at Costco now, they've gone up in price also. You used to be able to get it for like 16 or 18 bucks. Now it's 30. So again, I don't like blue jays that much. But how neat is that? Open the door on the bottom. Feed her up through here. It's a little awkward, but there it is. Look at that. Look at that, boys and girls, right through the middle. Gonna hang it in the tree here. This would be my seed tree, I guess you'd call it here. Put this up here. Close the bottom. Because if I don't close the bottom in, I think they'll come right up through the bottom. So there. Doesn't look that bad, does it? And honestly, I bet you these are gonna work. I don't think the blue jays are gonna be too happy with me, but the chickadees and that shouldn't take them long to get used to it at all. And meanwhile, while I'm doing that, buddy's over here stealing my seed. He's having a good little munch. Oh. He's saying thanks for the free dinner. I guess I am still a bit humane too, because I always put seed in here, and a few of the blue jays can eat in here and soak in the squirrels. So I always put a little treat here for them, whatever's left over. And there'll be a squirrel up here in about 2 minutes flat. Anyway, don't have any big plans for this weekend. It's going to rain so hard. Tomorrow's like 50 millimeters of rain, 2 inches of rain coming. I don't know how much I'm going to get done. Probably just hanging around inside, I guess, mostly for the day. But try to make some footage to you guys anyway. And nice to have you back. Nice to have you hanging out. Good to be back to the woods. It always is. Time of year to clean up all this stuff here too. Pull out my tomato cages and all that. The season is pretty well over, as you can tell. Didn't have any tomatoes on these plants at all this year. The ones in my house did okay. I got a million little tomatoes. The big crop over here this year was beans. Man, I had a pile of beans. Pile of beans on these Scarlet Runner plants. They produce like crazy this year. So they're even growing on the actual tomato cages themselves too. Interesting to see. Next year maybe I'll grow some more up there, because they are a good bean and they're very easy to grow. My squirrel going here, the Scarlet Runners. But again, it's the end of the year, so it's time to clean some of this up. I forgot these in the ground a couple years ago, and what ended up happening, the ice all come off the roof that winter and it crushed them. So it was not the smartest thing to do, but anyway, I am Davy Dum Dum, you know. There we go. Get the rest of this cleaned up here, guys. And if anyone out there watching these videos would like to subscribe and all that and watch my foolishness here at the camp sometimes, please do. Trying to build up my subscriber base a little bit. Nice to see. I did get a few back there last week. I know when I took a few months off this summer, I lost a few subscribers. They started giving up on me. I guess they didn't think I was coming back. I'm back. And hopefully we'll stay back. And, you know, Lord willing. And love to build some more subscribers. See how many I can get on my channel. It's pretty much everybody's goal, I guess. It makes YouTube videos. And it can be hard sometimes. But again, it's the comments are wonderful. Nice to have some of the regulars back. You know, that gave up. Sherry had given up on me. Sherry's been commenting on a lot of my videos and what a sweetheart she is. And it's just nice to have these people in this community that watch my videos. So I was thinking about you too, Sherry. She'd pretty much given up on me, but I seen she commented the other day. So she's happy and says, keep them coming, I think is what she said, something like that. So, and I definitely will. I definitely will. And I'm just going to put these under here. What a bunch of messy old stuff here. I got to pull out. And I need to get a compost heap going over here. So that's something I don't really have. And I really need a composter. Yeah, again, these beans grew like crazy this year. Quite a crop. But strangely enough, I put onions in here this year and they hardly grew. So some stuff did wonderful. It's hard to believe. Again, it's the second week of October and I could mow the lawn here again, which is unheard of for this time of year in the Maritimes. You know, normally our lawns are dead. Some summers are dead in July or August because it gets so hot, right, that they dry out. They end up getting dry seasons in the summer. And they don't even survive. Well, there's an onion still growing. A little past its prime, I think. Anyway, I'm going to go get rid of this stuff. I've got a little spot over here that I started throwing things. It's, I need to build myself maybe out of pallets or something, build a composter and put it over there and start composting my stuff. Yeah, it won't be long. We're going to have snow coming again, boys and girls, and I'll tell you, I am definitely not looking forward to that, but it's just the way it is. Been doing a bunch of work in my truck lately. It's getting older, long in the tooth, as they say. I actually did some work on it today. The funny thing, not haha funny, with the dipstick for the oil rotted off. They're known for that. And the one for the transmission, it's an automatic transmission. To check your automatic transmission fluid, that dipstick rotted off also. So I had to get them both replaced and all that. This is probably the end of the warm weather. There's no possible way that it can stay this warm much longer. It's going to start getting really cold. There's already been a couple killer frosts over here now. So everything's pretty well dead. It's all pretty well dead. For another season. But hopefully next year might turn into a good growing season too, right? There, that's that for now. And I think, you know what I'm going to do? Go inside and have myself a coffee. I'll talk to you guys in a little while. boy, how you guys doing? I was doing okay, and then I kind of was up in there in the kitchen, and I happened to look out the kitchen window at the truck. I have a look at my back tire, folks. I don't know if you can see. There you go. Oh yeah, she's flat. I got a flat tire in the back of my truck. Don't know when or where it happened, but again, the truck's been parked here, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours now, and I looked out and it's flat. So luckily I had the floor jack. I've never used it before. This truck almost 9 years now, 8.5 years, been 9 years in February, and I've never had a flat tire, and this is the first one. It could have been in a lot worse places, right? Could have been on the road coming here, but there's something I got to deal with in the morning, and again, and this is going to be great. We get torrential rain coming tomorrow, so I guess in the morning I'm going to have to get out here at some point, get a rain suit on, and deal with this. What I'm going to try to do first, I've got a plug kit here. I got tire plugs in my side-by-side over there. I'm going to try to jack it up, spin it around. I've got a little mini compressor too. Maybe, if I'm lucky, it's only a nail hole or something in it, but it could be a tear. There's some pretty sharp rocks out there on the road, and these tires are getting old and start to get a bit weather cracks. So anyway, here we go. Isn't that great? What a way to finish off a day. But Friday evening, going to go in and kick back and take her easier for a while, but I'll check back in the morning and we'll see what kind of mess I get into trying to fix this tire in the truck. Joy, joy. Well, good morning again, everybody. It is Saturday morning in the woods. It's not raining yet. It's going to rain. It's supposed to pour here later, 30 to 50 millimeters of rain, they're saying. But right now it's a bit of a lull in it, so I'm going to go over in a couple minutes and start having a look at my truck. I want to show you guys what I did to my feeder here. I had to double up the screen on it. So I put a piece of wire in here, in here, and here. It was crazy yesterday. I watched a blue jay go right in. They were just easily going in when I had it with the 2-inch by 4-inch spot here. It was too big an area. Blue jay just land here, and then they go right in through. I thought they were too big to go, but that wasn't an issue. So what I did is took this in the camp last night, and I basically added this extra wire here in the middle, and they can't get in here now. I didn't fasten it anywhere. I should have probably gone around part way and then do a loop and then keep going with it, because if they figure it out, they can slide them up or down, and hopefully they don't figure that out about it. They may, I don't know, they're not stupid birds, but I think for now it's pretty much blue jay proof, because watching for the last couple hours here this morning, it was kind of nice to see, because they'd land on it, look at it, and then they'd leave. Like, look how tame these chickadees are. They'll land on it while I'm sitting there. That's a nuthatch right there. My hand is literally a foot from this. There's 2 birds here. Look at them all. When a blue jay shows up, they all take off. They're all scared of them. So that's why I don't feel too bad about doing this and keeping them off there, because these guys can go in and out of there so easily in that feeder right now, even though I had the screen on it. So they're cool to watch, I think. I love watching them. But anyway, what I got to do now is go over to my truck over here, because I've got a flat freaking tire on the back. And what I want to do first is, I found I've got a floor jack, not a floor jack, the scissor jack that come out of the truck. I'm going to put it underneath it. I want to jack the back up, get the weight off the tire, because you can see she's flat. I want to get the weight off this tire here. And then what I'm going to do is, I've got a little miniature, I have a little miniature pump for my ATV, because I have tire plugs also for the wheeler, or in the back of the side-by-side. I got some tire plugs, and I got a mini air compressor. So what I'm going to do, get a jack under this, get the weight off the tire, and try to put a little bit of air in it, spin it around and see. I'm hoping it's only a nail or a screw and it's not a big cut. If it's a big cut, I got to get the spare out. It's got a spare tire under the back, but it's up underneath. These things have like there's like a cable that hooks through your tire, and then you crank it and it lifts. So it may be all seized up, because I've never had the tire off the back. So I'm going to get out the floor jack here, get it underneath and jack her up. So just bear with me. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've owned this truck 8 years and I've never had a flat tire. It could have been in a lot of worse places. Anyway, this is all I have. It's brand new. It'll come out of the truck, the scissor jack they call it, with the extensions. So I got to get in under the axle on the back here, take her up in the air. So I'm gonna get down here and jack her up. I should put it on a piece of wood maybe. And you got these handles that go together. I've never used this since I've owned the truck. Never used this. A little awkward to get in place under here. There we go. That's where it should be. Right between the spring shackles, I think. That's where I've got it. Right under the axle. I think that's in place. I'm going to have a look here and see before I start jacking it up. Make sure. This is a hard spot to get at, guys. I don't want to lay in the ground. It's wet. It was pouring rain earlier. But I don't want this to fall off the jack either. That's it. Let's take this feller up and see how bad it is. This actually works pretty good. So it's straight, it doesn't want to fall over. It's right under the axle. Up we're going. Some of the weight off this tire. Hopefully I don't have to swap the wheel. But if I have to, I'll take it up and I'll put some blocking under it so it's safe. Definitely working though. Definitely works. Pretty cool actually. I've never used it before. And again, thank God I wasn't, driving down the road. Had to do this on the side of the road or something. Could have been way worse. That I obviously picked up something, I just don't know what. I'm hoping I didn't hit, there's some really sharp rocks on the road out there, and I'm really hoping, put that right on, there we go. Well, that you can do it like a handle like this. I'm really hoping that I didn't hit one of the, tear the tire. These tires have some weather cracking in them, where they're older, and I'm hoping that I didn't tear the tire. Was this ever lift this easy? Man, this is crazy for a scissor jack. I'm impressed. Very impressed. And that truck's sitting good and square on there, so. And I'm gonna have to put the truck in neutral so I can spin it. So, should I block the other tire maybe? Just to be safe, I'm going to. Just to be safe, guys, I'm going to put wood in front of the tire. Because when I put it in neutral, it could be nice if it rolled ahead off the jack. It wouldn't really hurt anything, I guess, but safety first. Just give me a second here. Let me get some blocks in this tire. Well, I got my little air compressor going here. I'm putting some air in the tire, and they're going to try to put some soapy water or something on it here in a bit. I guess see where it's leaking at. I'll probably be able to hear it hissing because it went flat pretty fast. So I'm not going to film the whole thing pumping it. So give me a couple minutes here, guys. Well, I found it, guys. It's just a little pinhole leak. I'm going to try to get in here and show you guys, see if you can see it right here when I spray. I got Windex here right now. Can't see it. It's right here. It's right here. Right there. That's where it's at. I don't know if you can see it. See the bubbles all forming right here. Can hear it hissing. Hear that? Right there. So I'm hoping that I can put a couple tire plugs into this and get away with it. These tires are getting old and starting to weather crack, and that could be something weather cracked in there. It may not be the actual tire, but I can hear it hissing right now. So I am going to hopefully I can put a plug in it. Well, wish me luck, boys and girls. These are all I got for tire tools, and I got all kinds of plugs in that. The plugs are okay. These are not the best tools to use, but they'll get you by in a pinch, hopefully. I'm not going to try to film me struggling trying to get a hole punched in a tire and a plug jammed in this tire, but I'll report back here and hopefully we won't have any leaks. I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. Well, I'm happy to report so far I got a plug in it. I've got 20-25 pounds of air already, and it's holding so far, so I got to pump it right up. This truck takes 45 pounds, and I'll let it sit, and if it's still got air in it tomorrow, I'll drive home on it, but I'm going to have to buy a set of tires. It's pretty much time. But it's not leaking at all where I repaired it in here. Where I did jam a plug, I think it was weather cracked. It was hard to find the actual hole, but I've got the spike one thing or whatever, supposed to ream out the hole a bit, and I found it right where it was bubbling, drove it in. There was a nail or nothing there, so I think it's probably getting weather cracked. These tires, they've seen their better days for sure. I'm going to buy some new studded winter ones or something. I'm going to see what I can find here, I guess, in the next few days. I'm going to have to, winter's coming. I can't believe how lucky I am right now that this is a lull in the storm. It's not raining a drop right now. So they got all these weather warnings out today. It's supposed to be so wet and all that. Not bad at all. So, pretty decent day to be out here in the woods hanging out with you guys. Nice to have you along for the adventures. And again, cup half full, because you know what? This could have happened in such a worse spot that at least I'm not doing this on the side of the road somewhere. Coming over here on a Friday with my cats sitting. I didn't even bring them this weekend. I just come over myself. Last thing I would need is my cats right now sitting on the side of the road in that cage while I'm trying to figure out what to do with a flat tire. And the best thing is my pump was here on the side-by-side, so I wouldn't be pumping it up, or my tire plugs. So would have been a whole different situation. So I guess, and you know, worst come to worst, it come out way better than what it could have been. Well, there you go, guys. I'm pretty happy to report that I think I have this fixed. Got a tire plug in there. It's holding there. I pumped it right up to 40 psi, and she's holding so far. The jack is still under the truck, and I'm going to leave it there probably for the day. Maybe come out this evening and make sure that it's still holding there. And I might be able to drive this thing out of here on that rim after all, not have to worry about trying to get that spare tire down from under the back, because that could be a bit of a task. That's been up under there for a long time. I've never had it out. So anyways, I'm just going to putt around here a bit more, and we'll talk to you guys in a bit. Check out the action I'm getting on the bird feeder here now, guys. Pretty cool. Well, this is interesting to see and to say, but I did this to keep the blue jays off. Well, I'm going to tell you, yesterday afternoon, after I put this one up, I looked out not long after, and there was a blue jay inside. So I started watching these guys, and they were doing it again this morning a little bit, and what it was, this thing here was standing on here. That was there. What they were doing, they were standing on it and pushing themselves in through. These holes are too small. It's only a 2" by 2", and he can't stand here and go in through the hole. But what they were doing was landing on this and pushing themselves in. So you look out and there's a blue jay and they're eating. So to make a long story short, took that off, and I've been watching for the last hour here, and I think I pretty much cured the problem. Hard to believe that they can actually go through. Again, a 2" square hole. They're a pretty fat bird, as you guys know. But and these chickadees, like, look how tame they are. They'll land in these feeders while I'm here. And these feeders are down not even to halfway now, which is so nice, because normally by now I'd already have to fill them. They'd be totally empty after being here for 2 days with the blue jays. But look at how many chickadees are here. It's crazy. Pretty neat, eh? And they can go in and out of there so easy. Well, it's a beautiful morning out here, everybody. The rained pretty hard last night, overnight, and but it's cleared up now this morning. The sun is out. What a beautiful freaking day. It was 18 degrees outside last night, which is what, 65, 68, and it was 22 in the camp. Never got any colder than that. But I need to split a little bit of my wood before I get out of here. It's Sunday right now, but I need to get out of here soon because I didn't bring the cats. They're home. They're going to want some loving and some canned food and all that. But anyway, I get a little bit of wood here. I got to split first. That guy never broke. Close. I wish I had a wood splitter, but I don't mind doing it by hand either, especially when it splits that easy. Again, it's only spruce, but it's better than nothing, right? Better than nothing. It's already starting to dry. Good stress reliever too, I find. Whoops, lost that one. There we go. Best exercise you can get, isn't it? Done this since I was a kid. Always split by hand like it. Definitely good exercise. Yeah, it's supposed to be 20 degrees again today. Absolutely beautiful out right now. I'm gonna give this one a second shot, I think. Oh, that's a good one. No, I'm not gonna do that way. That's a tough guy. There we got him. Piece of cake. A good way to start a day. Beautiful morning over here. Absolutely beautiful morning. Oops. Took the edge off that one. There we go. Even these little guys, I wouldn't normally split. This stuff's pretty green. I want it to dry. That guy didn't want to split either. Oh, hit the edge of that one. There. Down the middle. It's a big one. There we go. That's the way to do it. Nice chunk of wood in January. I leave them big like that. So when it gets real cold, even though it's spruce, it'll go quite a while, right? It's a hard one to split. That guy's not going to split because it's all full of knots. So I got them opened up. That's all it needs. This guy must be a hob, a little shorty. Like that. That fur splits right easy. The fir trees. Well, I don't think you guys want to watch me split wood all day, so I guess it's almost time to shut this video down. Wonderful to have everybody back. Love all the comments. They're all positive, as I say. I never have a negative one on my wall. No negative comments. It's so nice to have such good people. But I'm going to do this for a little while longer. Maybe split half the pile or so and get out of here and go home and all that to the other place. So if nothing else, you know, hopefully you guys will be back. I'll be back next weekend again, do some more of this stuff and just hanging out. Hopefully no flat tires on the truck. Guess I'm gonna have to go tire shopping here in the next day or two. They're all getting weather cracked on it. And it's going to get to the point that, you know, the tires are just going to fail on me totally. You could see when I sprayed it last night after I got that plug in there, and there was a big slow leak. And I got it stopped, but there's other spots on the tire. I could see a little bit of foam started building up after sitting there a couple hours. They're little pinholes is what they are. So basically those tires are pretty well done. It's a shame. They still get really good tread on them, but they're like old now. They're a 10-year-old set of tires. So I'm gonna have to go shopping this week, I guess, and upgrade them, and been doing again a bunch of other work on the truck. I've got a wheel arch for the rear passenger side where it's all starting to rust out bad. I'm gonna be welding all new metal in there and stuff, and try to get a couple more years out of the old girl because it still works good. But again, I'm done rambling for now. I'm gonna split a bit more wood, pack stuff up, and get out of here. So wonderful to have you guys back. Like and subscribe and all that, the video, if you would. I'd really appreciate that. Any comments on the bottom are much welcome. And we'll talk to you guys soon. And if nothing else, just kind of live simply and remain grateful. And you guys have a good day. We'll talk to you soon. I got to get back at the wood pile.